Okay, so here we are doing analysis of today's New York session. So surprisingly, we took the sell side below this low and tapped that weekly level and saw an immediate expansion from there. Not so surprising because this is kind of what we anticipated. Now, we did have that monthly order block open that I thought we were going to tap into, but now that I look back at it, we did have, you were working within that wick. So this may be all that the dollar index was repricing to. So it may be repricing higher from here. We'll have to see. But that was a pretty good expansion. We've kind of just been moving slightly lower and then, you know, consolidating around this level. And then we saw a big expansion today. So let's see how we trade for the rest of the week. We still have a few days left. I still have to check the news. I don't know if we have any high impact news. We probably do, actually, considering it's the first week of January. So we probably have something on Friday. Might be non-farm payroll. So now NASDAQ, we weren't up for today's session, but this was a trade that I outlined the night before. I was anticipating that we're going to come back into this hourly fair value gap, but we ended up just tapping that daily bearish order block and then clearing the buy side above these highs. So now that I look back at it, in hindsight, we had equal highs, which is where the market or where the market makers take the market for buy side liquidity. And after we tapped into that, we saw an immediate repricing lower. Actually, we tapped it once, and then tapped it once during London, came back lower, and then 9:30 saw a nice wick and then an immediate expansion. So I was up on the charts around 11, and I saw a opportunity forming. We had these lows, and I was targeting these lows to be taken out. Obviously, that was like a bigger target, um, so that didn't play out. But we saw expansion lower, comes back up. We had an order block here, also a tiny fair value gap. That's where I ended up taking a position, and just outlining it on the charts. And it ended up coming down below, taking out the low here, and then now it's repricing higher. So, if I was in this trade, I probably would have taken some partials below this low. And if it ended up like that, that would have been like a one-to-one risk reward. So that was a cool little trade that I outlined right there. So now let's take a look at price. So we're working still within this range. Price may come back to this area and then see another sell-off, or it may come back up, take the buy side, reprice a little bit higher, and then sell off. Either way, um, our bias is short, so that's going to be what we're looking for, unless this high gets taken out, and then we'll be targeting kind of this area right here. But I don't think that's going to happen, considering we're at a pretty significant point on the dollar index, and on the higher time frame on the dollar index, to put it at that, which means if we're going to start seeing a reversal, then indexes are going to start repricing lower. So we have a whole bunch of sell side here. Obviously, we have this fair value gap on S&P. I do like the idea of it coming back up, tapping into this area, and then repricing lower. That would give us much higher probability shorts. Otherwise, we're still kind of like in this range, and it wouldn't be a good idea to really well, I mean, holding a position here, it may get stopped out because we might be chopping around. So want to keep that in mind. Doesn't look so clear on NASDAQ, but I mean for a repricing higher, but it does on S&P. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Either way, our bias is bearish, and we're going to be looking for shorts. So let's see how it plays out.